Hey everybody, welcome to Lenny P's Place. Hope everyone is doing well today. And I just want to say for all of you people in Florida, I'll be thinking about you, and I hope that the storm doesn't cause too much damage. It's not looking too good right now, so I hope you're getting all your stuff ready just in case. Here in North Carolina, they're predicting for us to have a lot of rain and wind, but I know that we won't have anything like you guys are going to have, so I'll just be thinking about you and praying for you. So anyway, I'm here today to show you my finished box, my finished cigar box. Most of it you've seen if you've been watching my Craft With Me series on this. There's not too much that I did since the last video, other than I believe I put this on. I don't think this was on. And I added some stickles, and I think that's about all I did. I used one of the tags from the Debutante collection because the Prima romance novel and the Prima Debutante kits, they kind of, the colors are the same, so they kind of worked out well together. I didn't use a lot from the Debutante collection, but I did use a few things. I used this tag, and I used this little word cherish here. This was too thick, so because it was thick like this, so I just pulled the back off and made it thinner and glued it down. I think I already had put these on from this little pack here that I had. I think I did that. So really, I think the only other thing I did was I added a little bit of seam binding. I just tucked it in, and I used some stickles. I used this Stardust stickles, and I don't know if you can see the shimmer, the glitter or not, but it just adds that little extra touch that I think makes it look so pretty. For this, I just used a doily, and then I glued this tag on top. Because the tag had a hole in it, I used this is a brad I cut the back off of. Just glued it down. Used a little bit of the seam binding. Added a clay flower here, and I put a clay flower over here. Other than that, I think you've seen everything. I used some Wink of Stella on the flowers here, 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 and there. And I know that's not going to show up, but it's the clear Wink of Stella is what I used. Yeah, so yeah, I think that takes care of everything that I did. Oh, and I added this rhinestone chain. I had some of this chain, and I just glued it around. Okay, so that is, I think that catches you up on the box, and it is now finished. I did add my tag on the back. I don't know if that was on there or not before, or my label, whatever you want to call it. So I have started working on the stuff for the inside. So I'll show you what I've got done. And I made a little journal, and I used, it was a pillow cover, and it's so I guess it's an upholstery fabric. It was really pretty. I thought it went well with the colors went well. It's a little darker maybe, but It's funny how no matter how much stuff you have, when you get ready to do something, you don't ever have the exact thing that you need. That's what happens to me. So anyway, this was the, this is just what I thought looked good. I liked it. I didn't want anything too thin, but I didn't want anything too thick either. So I went with that. So I used a seam binding to close it. And this seam binding I dyed myself. I just used Stampin' Up! Re-inker in the shade of Regal Rose, I think was the name of it. So I used that there, and then I used this really pretty lace trim that I had. And then on the back, I put my label. And the trim around here is the same trim that I used here. I wanted to kind of keep it, you know, in the same family. And then I put it on the inside also. I used this, this was a quilted Pillasham. So I used that on the inside, and then I used some paper from the romance novel kit here to make a pocket in the front and the back. This paper is the same as what I used on the front. And some mulberry paper. And on the back of these papers that were white, most of them, I just used the Regal Rose, the Regal Rose spray that I made up for this. Get it out in a minute. I had some left over, so I put it in a spray bottle and I sprayed it on here. And I did put a little bit of Lindy's Stamp Gang in it, so it's got a shimmer to it. I don't know if it's showing up. Mulberry paper here. This can be either a flip out or a pocket. This paper is the paper that, it's this that I had on my desk when we were working, or when I was working. So that's the paper I had on my desk. And it's torn a little. It's got a little stamping on it up here. There's a little spot there, and it's also got glue on it. There's glue on it. And so anyway, it was just the work paper. But I like the texture of it, so I used it. I believe this paper here came from the debutante kit. It's a little thicker paper, and it's two-sided. I guess that's why it's a little bit thicker. I don't like it that thick, but I love the paper, and I wanted to put one in. This is another piece of, this is not the paper that I wrote. This is not the paper that I had on my desk. This is a different type of paper, a little thicker. It's made a pocket. And here you can tell this was the paper on my desk. It's got stamping and ink and some gesso paint from where I painted the box. This paper, I just noticed I got it upside down. I guess it doesn't matter. It's a junk journal, right? Anyway, this paper here, it was in with the papers in the bin where I had the debutante and the romance novel kits, but it didn't come from either kit, so I'm not sure where it came from, but I must have thought it went together because I put it in there. Another piece from the work paper. This was the one of the pages in the romance novel that I cut down. It was from the regular size paper, the 8 by 10 or the 9 by 11, whatever the measurement was for the bigger pad of paper. I cut that down and used in the center. I think it looks pretty. And then this is just the other side of the papers. And that can be a whatever you want it to be. Pocket, the other side of the debutante paper, and that's it. So I haven't put any pockets or anything in it yet. I have picked out some embellishments to use. Let's see. Let me show you what I've got out to use, because that'll be the next thing. I'll probably go ahead and cut them out and get them ready to go. Okay, so I have the little 6x6 pads of the debutante and the romance novel that I might use for pockets or tags or something. I have my scraps that I will use here. And then I took these out from the romance novel, the 6x6. There's that same page that I did in the middle of the journal, only it's, you know, very small. Make a cute little booklet maybe. And there's some tags on here and a little pocket, postcard, tabs. So yeah, there's some good stuff on there to use that will, you know, be more in line with the size of the book, the journal. And then I picked these out from the chipboard collection in the debutante. I just picked out a couple of words and some flowers. I liked that. This, you know, though, I will, you know, separate that off. Then these are from the tag collection. There's that, and then these are like tickets, only they have a hole in them, which I don't like that, but I'll figure something out if I decide to use some of them. And there was 2 of those. And then this would make a really cute little notebook. It says just a little note, so I'll probably use that. And so that is things that I've picked out so far, just from the kits, and then I'll look through my stash and find some other things. Okay, now I'll show you this. This was a one of those pocket calendars from the Dollar Tree. It was a little bit too long, so I had to cut it down in order to get it in here. But as you can see, I used the paper from the front of the box. I used the same trim that I used on the journal and in the box. Used the same seam binding, and I still have to put my label on here so that that'll hold, then that will hold this down. Inside I use some mulberry paper on each side, and then the little 2023 calendar. And like I said, I cut it down a little bit at the top and at the bottom so that it would fit. So didn't hurt anything. It's still got all the pages, and it's got all the important things on it. So yeah, so I will be adding some stuff to this also. And let's see what else. I think that's it for right now. I think I've told you everything. I can't get my bow tied. There is one more thing I'm going to be making to put in here, for sure, that I know of. It's going to be an ephemera holder, and it's made out of bags. And I can't remember who I saw make it. It's been a long time ago. And I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked on YouTube, and I can't find it. I can kind of remember how it was made, but not exactly. So I'm just going to wing it and do the best I can, and hopefully it turns out. If it doesn't, then I'll I'll think of something else to put in here, but that's going to be it for right now. That's my plan. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to sell this or if I'm going to do a giveaway. What do you think? If you're interested in purchasing it, you can let me know. But either way, I'm not keeping it. I'm either going to sell it or I'm going to have a giveaway. So you can let me know what your thoughts are on that. And I'll be back to work on the embellishments soon. Work on the embellishments for the journal. And maybe see if I can figure out how to make the ephemera holder. Okay, so that's it for now. I hope everyone will stay safe, be well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.